sung by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Ordon Udoy Kirtan, sung to be sung at dawn. Udulu Odana Puda Babhage Duchamoni Gouda Amani Jage Bit slower. Udilo Odana Puda Babhage Duchamoni Gouda Amani Jage Kolkata Shamoha Laila Shate Galana Gada Praje Tatai Tatai Bhajaloko Gana Gana Tahe Jajirado Preme Dalla Dalla Shonada Anga Charamenu Puda Baje Madhavam Chadabahadi Bolana Bolode Badana Bode Michine Tabashe Gelode Date Dibusha Sharira Shache Emon dulab manabadeho Hoya ki koda bhavana keho Ebena bhojile Jashada shuta Charame pori belaje Dida tapana hoilo ashta Dingelo boli hoi bebyasta Tobe keno ebe olla shahoi Na bhojadi doya daje Jibana anita jana hasha Tahe nana vid vipodba Nam shaya kori chodane tumi Takaha apana kaje Jibara kalana shadana kam Jogate ashi modurnam timida topana dope ridogane bidaje Krishna nam shuddha kodiyapan Judaya bhakti vinoda pran Nam bina kichu nahiko ado choda bhuvana maje Bhage Tujamoni Gauda Amani Jage Gada Shamoha Laila Shate Gilla Nagada Braje Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtadhara Sri Srimad Shalabhai Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda ki ISKCON Pratishthatacharya Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Shamaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai Sri Sinitai Gauda Siddhanath Premanande Hari Hari Bol
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome everybody for the second day of our Śrīla Prabhupāda Introductory course by His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu. So this course is a certificate course and we are going to have 6 more sessions including the one in the morning. So today morning, then afternoon, tomorrow morning, then afternoon, then day after tomorrow morning and afternoon. So like this sessions will be there. So those who are going to be part of this course, so now class will start from 8:15 to 10:15. So everybody can have this booklet, those who are part of the course. How many of you have this booklet? Okay. Also beside that, we can have this book. This is Prabhupada, Small Biography, Messenger of the Supreme Lord. How many of you have this book? They can get the book. And those who don't have the book and are planning to attend the entire course, they can collect the book from Rohinu Sutta Nityanpu. We can give them book now. Book will be required now.
We don't need it now.
Today.
No, we need it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay, fine. So in the break after 10:15, you can collect the book from Rohini Sutta Nityanpu. Also, since this is combining with Bhagavatam class, so those who are not attending the course but they are just attending the class, they can sit behind the barricade and then at their time they can leave, because this class will continue 10:15. So those who are not going to attend the course, they can sit behind the barricade, and those who are going to attend the course, they can sit ahead of the barricade. Okay. So, and those who are behind the barricade, 9 o'clock, 9:15, whenever they want to leave, they can leave. But those who are within the barricade, they can try to be here till 10:15. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Yesterday we were discussing some significant events from Śrīla Prabhupāda's childhood and youth and the significance of those events for ISKCON, and we were drawing general principles of Krishna conscious Grihastha life from those events also. And today we're going to be looking at Prabhupada's meetings with Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and his efforts to fulfill the order of Srila Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur from 1938 to 1952, Jhansi and Delhi preaching. Also we'll be looking at today. So let's take a look at, someone like to read? I'm going to mic.
I am insignificant human being. What can I do? But I tried my best because my spiritual master said that you go and try to preach in English. So I tried my best. That's all. I had no qualifications. This lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam.
So 1922, of course, very significant. Here we are in Tirtha, Avai Tirtha. All of Kolkata is Avai Tirtha. Avai Tirtha, where Prabhupada met Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922. And then Prabhupada again met the God brothers in 1928, having moved to Allahabad, Prayag. And he set up his pharmacy there, which was, I think that was Day Pharmacy in Prayag. And the God brothers came, they were trying to establish a center there in Prayag. And Prabhupada helped them. He arranged so many contacts with businessmen in Prayag, and he was collecting funds. And then there was a parikrama in 1932, one of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's, one of the most extraordinary, largest parikramas of Vrindavan that Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was organizing. And although he couldn't attend the whole parikrama, Prabhupada, he went for one evening. And he heard from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We'll be discussing in more detail shortly. And then initiation shortly after that in Prayag. Then Prabhupada moved to Mumbai. He had moved to Mumbai, and there he wrote a very significant Vyasa Puja homage, which came to the notice of His Divine Grace Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada himself, and he commented on that. Also at that time, the topic of Abai being the president of the Bombay temple came up, and Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no, he will do everything on his own. Well, we'll look at that in more detail. And then again, another meeting in Vrindavan, 1935, and then a letter where further instructions were given. So we'll explore some of these events in more detail, and we'll hand it all over to you, and you can utilize your creative intelligences. So a role play, you're going to perform a role play. Those who are participating in the course perform a role play, and you've got 25 minutes to get prepared, and it's a short, brief 4-minute role play. We'll do it here in the temple room. So the incidents you'll find in the student handbook on page 14. Pages 14 to 33, all the particular events are described there, and you can get prepared by reading that. And we'll allocate the events to the groups, 5 groups. Perhaps something you'd like to get them into groups for us? 5 groups, and
So
give them a
we'll have
topic.
5 groups. You can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Some of the ladies are in a group.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, we'll do that. So, how many ladies are participating? Only one, no? Okay. What is your group number? You can be in together group, okay? So, one group, okay? You say 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. You got number? Okay. So all those who are within the barricade, they got the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So all ones can come here. All twos can come here. All threes can come here. All fours can come here, and all fives can come here. They can sit in that. Okay.
So read the specific section, and then we'll see the role plays. We'll start just before 9 o'clock.
1. No? Okay. You are going to participate in entire thing? Just join here. हरि बोल, हरि बोल. थोड़ा स्पेस इधर इनको भी दे दो. Hare Krishna. two number you can little bit move here
Prabhu,
so that
make some room.
one can get the space.
This group, you have to come closer together. You can't discuss.
Hmm. हाँ 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 ठीक है हाँ
You have 10 minutes left. Hare Krishna, just take another minute for preparation, 1 minute more. Right. Tomorrow we'll make it early and you can bring. We'll make it. Tomorrow we'll make it flat. Right. What do you put there? Put it on top of it. Put it here. Put it on top. Time to wind up. Let's begin. Group number 1. You're on show. Group number 1? Okay. Take some mics. So noisy. Begin. Take some mics. Speak.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone turn around, face this way.
हरे कृष्णा. तो अभी हम एक रोल प्ले करने जा रहे हैं.
No more preparation. Turn around, face this way.
So today
Nitai, Jai Nitai.
today we are very fortunate. Rajni, today we are very fortunate. Today we have got the chance to serve a Vaishnava, to serve a sannyasi. He is coming. So can you prepare some prasadam for him? Yes, please. Yes.
चलो मैं जाता हूँ अपने आसन में.
ओ हरे कृष्णा महाराज, दंडवत प्रणाम. अहो भाग्य मेरे, अहो भाग्य मेरे. आप प्लीज आसन ग्रहण कीजिए. प्लीज सिट.
You only got 5 minutes, by the way.
Please sit. Rajni, please come. Please, sir.
This is ad-lib.
वाह, ये तो बहुत अच्छा स्वादिष्ट आपने प्रसाद लाया. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. अब मैं इसको खाता हूँ. महाप्रसाद है.
What are you guys doing?
प्रसाद का आनंद.
What are you guys doing?
प्लीज
और स्वीट है क्या? गुलाब जामुन.
हाँ बिल्कुल. महाराज जी, आप खाते खाते मेरे बेटा जो है अब है, उसको प्लीज ब्लेस हिम so that he can become the nice devotee of Srimati Radharani.
तथास्तु.
Very good. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Abhay, there is a great sannyasi, erudite scholar in Ultadanga. He has come and he's one of the great sannyasi disciple. Yesterday night, he had a program in our house and we all are impressed. Would you like to meet him?
No, I don't want to visit any sadhu. I have seen lot of them. They are all fake peoples.
No, this sadhu is totally special and different. If you meet him, you will be also impressed. Let's go and meet him.
Our life's purpose is to always chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome. You are very intelligent person. You look very intelligent. So why don't you go and spread the glories of Krishna all over the world, the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world.
Who will hear Lord Chaitanya's message? We are a dependent country. First, we have to become independent. Then only the culture can be spread.
This is the wrong notion people are having in this country right now. What independence? What dependence? This Krishna consciousness is most important thing. These political things will keep on coming, keep on going. Some political party will come, some will go. Sometimes other will come, other will go. But the most important thing is to understand that we are a spirit soul. And Krishna says that this is the most important identification of ours. Have you not heard in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braj. We have to surrender ourselves completely to Krishna. That is the most important message, and you should live your life on this particular principle.
1 minute left.
Hare Krishna. So we will meet tomorrow in the next class. You all please come.
Abhay, now you think. How are you thinking about that sadhu?
Yeah, he is amazing. He is amazing. Lord Chaitanya's mission is in the hand of a very expert person.
Jai Ho! Group number 2. Just where you are. Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. In 1936, in October 1932, we are in Prayagraj. Srila Prabhupada is in his pharmacy. Rajiv is Prabhupada. In his pharmacy. 2 Gaudiya Math members come to meet him.
Hare Krishna, Abhay Babu.
This is one is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur doing parikrama in Kartik month, in whole
where?
month. Where? Vrindavan.
Okay, for how many days?
Whole month almost.
Okay, so actually I have a lot of desire to go, but I am so busy with my work. But I will try to go for at least for one day.
Welcome.
Thank you for informing me. Hare Krishna.
Abhay then took, on the last day of Parikrama, Abhay took a train from Allahabad to Mathura and he reached Vrindavan and he took a rickshaw, Tanga wala, and went to. He saw the exciting sight of Vrindavan and he felt special sensation as a devotee of the Lord. But in his mind, he was bubbling with anticipation to see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in this Parikrama. Abhay then reached the Parikrama site.
Hare Krishna.
Please sit. Join the parikrama.
Oh, I'm very, very eager to meet my a spiritual master, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. In last 10 years I met, so I am very eager to see him. So, what is the schedule for today's parikrama?
After some time, they will please come and take a rest and some prasad.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, devotees, today we will go for a Dham Darshan to a nearby temple of Shesha Sai Vishnu. Also, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur will give a lecture today in evening, and tomorrow morning he will leave back to Mathura.
Oh, today he is giving the class.
Yes, today only, and morning he will leave to Mathura.
Okay, and where we are going to see the temple?
Nearby temple of Shesha Sai Vishnu, just nearby.
Oh, Sheshasai Vishnu. What I will see in the Sheshasai Vishnu temple? Now, let me hear only.
Abhay and some devotees gathered in the class of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. It was a small gathering of 10-12 people only.
সমস্ত বেদকে তিন ভাগে ভাগ করা হয়, সম্বন্ধ এবং সম্বন্ধ, কবিদেহ, প্রয়োজন। সম্বন্ধ মানে হচ্ছে ভগবানের সাথে আমাদের সম্বন্ধ, অবিদেহ মানে হচ্ছে ভগবানের সেবার পদ্ধতি, আর প্রয়োজন মানে হচ্ছে কৃষ্ণ প্রেম লাভ করা। It is Krishna who is supreme super lord over the entire universe and beyond Vaikuntha. No one can stop his enjoyment. So, and we have to learn all these things from disciplic succession, as Krishna says.
1 minute left. 1 minute left.
Evam parampara praptam imam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Many devotees left for their camp duties, but Abhay was constantly listening. All 3-4 hours, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was explaining so much about spiritual world. And Abhay Babu was very excited, although he was very few devotees who were listening. Let us hear.
Oh, I am not able to understand what exactly Maharaj is saying, but let me hear. Whether I am able to understand it or not, let me hear. I will stay here. And of course, all Vaishnavas accepted Krishna as their worshipable, as our Maharajis were showing. Now, conclusively, what sound logic was the faith of a Vaishnava established by the great teacher, the teachings that he is giving? I should hear.
Jai Ho!
Hey ho!
Group number 3. Where you are?
Hare Krishna. So in the year 1933, in Prayagraj, Allahabad, all the devotees in Sri Rupa Gaudiya Math were very excited. Let's see why.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are very happy to announce that on coming 21st November, we have the cornerstone laying ceremony for our Sri Rupa Gaudiya Math. And to grace the occasion, we have the Governor of the United Province visiting us. And to our immense fortune, we have our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who will be visiting that ceremony. And on the same occasion, there will be an initiation ceremony held as well.
After Atulanand Brahmachari made the announcement, immediately young Abhay Babu approached Atulanand Brahmachari.
You told that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Guru Maharaj is going to give initiation. I would also want to take this opportunity and seek initiation from Maharaj. Can you please help me out totally for this?
Sure, Abhay Babu. I'll recommend your name to Maharaj.
Abhay was very excited that he'd be initiated. This is what his father would have wanted. But when he came back and discussed the matter with his wife, let's see what happened.
You have 2 minutes left.
Hare Krishna. We are getting initiated. I am getting initiated from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Guru Maharaj. Would you also want to get that opportunity of initiation and practice bhakti sincerely under his guidance?
No, you can take. What is the need of my initiation? I am already worshipping Radha Krishna deities at home. I am chanting also.
On the day of initiation, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, along with his sannyasi assistants, was seriously discussing the initiation list when Atulanand Brahmachari introduced Abhay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I am here to introduce Abhay Prabhu. He has been very regular in attending our programs and in continuing the preaching work. So, would you like to recommend and consider him for the coming initiation?
He likes to hear. I have seen him. I marked him. He does not go away. I will accept him as my disciple.
And surprisingly, when the initiation ceremony took place, to everyone's great surprise, not only was he given beads, but he was also given the Brahmin thread. This was surprising because Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave both first and second initiation at the same time.
Abhay Charan De. Your name will be Abhay Charana Ravinda.
Abhay Charana Ravinda, now excited and empowered, came back to his home and wanted to share his excitement with his wife. Let's see what happened at home.
Haribol.
Jai Ho.
I've got initiated from Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj has given initiation. Now we will preach to the whole world by the inspiration of Maharaj and his guidance, his blessings.
Jai Ho.
So let us organize programs.
Group number 3, group number 4.
হরে কৃষ্ণা শ্রী শ্রী তাই গৌরাঙ্গ মন্দির বোম্বে আপনাকে স্বাগত জানানো হচ্ছে আজকে 22 ফরवरी 1935 আছে তো আজকে খুব শুভ দিবস আজকে হচ্ছে শ্রী শ্রীমৎ ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সরস্বতী ঠাকুর প্রভুপাদের ব্যাস পূজা তো সবাই ভক্ত নিজের নিজের ব্যাস পূজা অফারিং দিবেন আর আমি আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি অভয় এখনই দেখা হয়েছিল 2 বছর আগে অভয় চরণারবিন্দ दास प्रभु जी के हरे कृष्णा
सवाई भक्त श्री चरणे दंडवत प्रणाम आम्ही आज इंग्रजी भाषा ते प्रभुपाद चरणे ऑफरिंग जानाबो gentlemen if absolute truth is one then the guru representing absolute truth cannot be two it's not question of my guru or your guru or other guru. It's question of someone representing from Brahma, Narad, Vyas, from our Guru Maharaj, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupāda. He is Jagat Guru and everyone is guiding, taking guidance under him. Some people are willingly following him. Some people choose not to follow. Our knowledge is so poor. Our senses are imperfect that we make many mistakes. But out of his great mercy and kindness, our Guru Maharaj has opened a path of liberation to us. Again, I want to tell you, gentlemen, advancement of civilization is not just throwing bombs here and there, taking people terror, but it is our great cultural heritage which sages of India have preserved from time immemorial. And I personally have no qualification of my deliverance. I was supposed to rot in this material world for crores of years, but I am very confident. If I wholeheartedly take the message of my Guru Maharaj, then I have some hope. So let us not waste one moment and try our best to serve Śrīla Prabhupada with all our abilities. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So now we are in Puri after this wonderful celebration, a few devotees are going to meet Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and inform him about the event.
Krishna Guru Maharaj. I am very amazed and very happy to know, let you know that our Abhay has written a poem, offered a poem on your Vyas Puja. So please accept it.
Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. This gives us a life, all new and fresh, worship thy feet by divine grace. Oh, this is, Abhay has captured the essence of my teachings. He is so pleasing to me.
Yes, Gurudev. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadeshwa Padantikam. Just like Srila Rupa Goswami captured the heart of Srila Lord Chaitanya, Abhay Prabhu has captured your heart and he understood your mood perfectly.
Yes, it is so nice. The essay is also very pleasing. See, whatever Abhay writes, whatever he writes, just publish it.
Jai Ho! Jai Ho! Group number
Guru Maharaj,
5. Group
we
number
want
5.
to give him a title.
Yeah, group number 5.
Kavi.
Oh, you said that you missed something. Sorry, the become the president. You're going to say? Okay.
Hare Krishna. 1935, final instructions, print books and build temples. This is July 1935 and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had come to install the deity of Lord Krishna and institute the deity worship at newly constructed Bombay center of Gaudiya Math. He was pleased with what his disciples had done so far. This is the conversation between Bhakti Sarang Maharaj and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj.
Oh, Abhay Babu, he's been doing great service. He's been collecting funds for Abhay Gaudiya Math. Why is he living separately? He should be the president of Bombay Center.
It is better that he stays outside of your company. When the right time comes, he will do everything himself. He will do it. You don't have to recommend.
Abhay was not present there, but somehow these words reached his ears. These words kept ringing in his heart and he was meditating on the inner meaning of the instruction of Śrīla Prabhupāda. Second scene, this is 1932 and during the Kartik month, there is the Vrindavan Parikrama where Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had taken his disciples there and this is on the scene of Sri Radha Kund, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Abhay Babu is walking there.
Abhay, very lately I have been observing that my disciples, especially the leading ones, they have been fighting in the mud bitterly. This is giving me a lot of distress, you know.
Why, Prabhupada?
Actually, these disciples, they are fighting who would get the facilities, who would get the rooms, especially facing the Ganga, you know. So these disciples who are meant to use this Gaudiya Math for the purpose of propagating Krishna consciousness, even in the presence of their spiritual master, they are fighting among themselves. If in their presence of spiritual master they are fighting now, what will they do when their spiritual master will pass away? Agun জ্বলবে, there will be fire in the matha. Previously, we were staying at one Ultadanga Junction Road, and it was a rented property, and we were able to easily secure 200 to 300 rupees, and we were living there happily. But since we have got this Bagh Bajar Gaudiya Math given by a very nice gentleman, all the problems have started. My leading disciples are fighting among themselves. Who will get this room? Who will get that room? Who will get the Ganga facing room? This is giving me a lot of distress. I'm feeling that if it is possible, let me take off the marble from that palace and let me secure money and use them to print books. আমার ইচ্ছা ছিল কিছু বই করার। Abhay, if you ever get money, print books.
Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta was in poor health at Jagannath Puri. Abhay was in Bombay and he wanted to write his Guru Maharaj a letter. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. You have got so many disciples and I am one of them, but they are doing direct service to you. Some of them are brahmacharis, some of them are sannyasis, but I am a householder. I cannot. Sometimes I give monetary help while I cannot give you direct service. Is there any particular service I can do? 2 weeks later, Abhay received a reply. I am fully confident that you can explain in English your thoughts and arguments to the people who are not conversant with the languages of the other members. This will do much good to yourself as well as your audience. I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher if you serve the mission to inculcate the noble impression of Lord Chaitanya's teachings in the people in general as well as philosophers and religionists. Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati letter to Śrīla Prabhupāda, December 1936.
Jai Ho! You can arrange yourselves again. We can sit. We'll make a presentation. Although the number of times that Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Prabhupada met wasn't so numerous, but each meeting was so significant. Vultadanga Road, in the very first meeting we saw, before Prabhupada even had a chance to sit down, he was given the order to preach in English language, Gaudavani. What a world transformational, momentous historical moment in humanity, in the history of mankind. And then in Vrindavan, the second meeting and the second time that Prabhupada had the chance to hear from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explains that just in sitting, and although he didn't understand everything, he describes that it was like someone opening a door or removing a curtain to reveal the spiritual reality. And Prabhupada was fully filled with transcendental knowledge after that one lecture in Vrindavan. And then, yes, he likes to hear. I have marked him. What a, Prabhupada said, most joyful moment of his life when he heard that appreciation from Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he was just coming, and how is it that he remembered? How is it that he noticed Abhay just sitting there amongst all those senior sannyasis? But their relationship was so deep that he noticed, and he likes to hear that particular quality which Prabhupada often mentioned, this particular quality. Without hearing, how can you preach? Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity thou hast moved. In English, Prabhupada said, in English, he's writing his English poetry. His English poetry. As Kolkata Scottish church colleges, they get the benefit of Prabhupada using that to write and glorify his spiritual master in English, fulfilling the order to preach in English. Whatever he writes, publish. And then, as Prabhupada mentioned that, although there was an extensive timely interaction, Each of the meetings was so deep and so meaningful. And although Prabhupada wasn't a leader in the Gaudiya Math, he had no administrative position. I mean, amongst so many sannyasis and so many leaders, but still, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur often met with Prabhupada confidentially and dealt with him in an intimate way, speaking with him privately like that. In Prabhupada mentions there in Chaitanya Math, he would go into his room in Mayapur, and he would speak to him, and Prabhupada was chastised by his godbrothers. How you can be so bold as to go into Guru Maharaj's room? And then in Vrindavan, revealing these so significant aspects, which are so relevant for us in ISKCON. Agun Chalbe, and if you get money print books, so significant, these meetings. And this letter, such a significant instruction. We already heard, but someone got the mic, someone can read.
I have every hope that you can turn yourself into a very good English preacher if you serve the mission to inculcate the novel impression of Lord Chaitanya's teachings to the people in general, as well as philosophers and religionists.
Jai Śrīla Prabhupāda ki Jai. Okay, so now let's take a look at some significant events from 1938 onwards. So Prabhupada had moved to initially he went to Prayag to do business, to set up his business there as the North Indian representative of Kartik Bose, and he was selling his products, and he had his shop in Prayag. But then there was some trouble with the business. Prabhupada wasn't able to receive all of the promises that he had from the customers. So he fell back in the finance, and I don't know what that is, liquidity, equity, all of these things. But Kartik Ghosh came and he decided to take over. I guess that's bankruptcy. Prabhupada just gave the whole business over to Kartik Bose. And then Prabhupada went to Mumbai, and he was there in Mumbai for 2-3 years, and that Vyasa Puja ceremony. And then again in 1938, he moved back to Kolkata, Sita Kanta Banerjee Lane. I'm hoping one time I can go and visit Sita Kanta Banerjee Lane. So at that time, Prabhupada, he begins his writing. We'll discuss back to Godhead shortly, but he begins his writing there. He began translating Bhagavad Gita. His hope was for a 1,200-page manuscript translating Bhagavad Gita, and he had worked there. So in Sita Kanta Banerjee Lane, Prabhupada rented 2 apartments, number 6 and 7. He had his family in number 6. In number 7, he had a little chemical factory, and he had a warehouse. And on top of that, he rented rooms to 3 of his godbrothers. The Gaudiya Math had broken up by this time and were busily engaged in the fratricidal legal wranglings. Who could get this property? Who could get this property? So different sannyasis were preaching on their own. So Prabhupada invited his godbrothers, Sridhar Swami, Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj, and Puri Maharaj to rent rooms. They rented the rooms for 20 rupees a month. The 4 rooms for 20 rupees. And they put a sign out the front, Devananda Gaudiya Math, and they were having programs there, and Prabhupada was associating with his godbrothers and working on his own writing in English to fulfill the orders of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, beginning to write the translation of Bhagavad Gita as it is. At that time, because of his work in writing this introductory section of the Bhagavad Gita, that so much impressed his godbrothers that Bhakti Sharanga Swami Maharaj, he suggested that Prabhupada is awarded the title of Bhakti Vedanta, and Prabhupada graciously accepted that title. This Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj, he was the sannyasi who was inquired from by the Marquis of Zetland, make me a Brahmin. He went to England, Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj. Marquis of Zetland, make me a Brahmin. Yes, I can do that. You just have to give up eating meat, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling. Oh, impossible, impossible. So that Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj, and he's the Nandanacharya Bhavan, just behind ISKCON. Nandanacharya Bhavan. You can see his samadhi there. He left in the 1950s, and he was close with Srila Prabhupada. And he was the one who actually suggested Prabhupada is awarded the title of Bhaktivedanta. So now, Prabhupada remained in Sitakanta Banerjee Lane for 8 years, quite an extensive period of time. And then the Second World War had come, and Prabhupada at that time, he began conceiving of the writing Back to Godhead magazine. So let's take a look, if someone like to read for us on page number 33 of the page number 33 of the handbook. Would you like to read that article?
Conceiving back to Godhead.
Yes.
In the midst of these calamities, Abhay felt more than ever the need to propagate Krishna consciousness. He had something to say to the war-weary citizens of the world, and he longed for a more effective forum, a publication of some kind, a way to present the world's crisis through the eyes of scriptures in the same bold style as had his spiritual master. From his front room on 6 Sita Kanta Banerjee, Abhay conceived, wrote, edited, and typed the manuscript for a magazine. He designed a logo, a long rectangle across the top of the page. In the upper left-hand corner was a figure of Lord Chaitanya, effulgent with rays of light like the rays from the sun. In the lower right were silhouettes of a crowd of people in darkness but groping to receive light from Lord Chaitanya. And between Lord Chaitanya and the people, the title unfurled like a banner, Back to Godhead. In the lower right corner was a picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati seated at his writing, looking up thoughtfully as he composed. Above the logo ran the motto, Godhead is light, nescience is darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no nescience. Below the logo were the following lines, edited and founded under the direct order of His Divine Grace, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, by Mr. Abhay Charan Dev.
Thank you. That's interesting, Prabhupada says, under the direct order, but this is Prabhupada's idea. This is how the mood of the disciple, to understand the intelligent disciple understands the mood of the spiritual master. Although Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur never specifically mentioned him, a fortnightly publication, magazine, call it Back to Godhead, no, under the direct order. This is an intelligent disciple. At this time also in Sitakanda Banerjee Lane, Prabhupada had the first dream to take sannyas. So many jewels in Kolkata, so many jewels that you have of Prabhupada's Leela. Writing Back to Godhead magazine, conceiving Back to Godhead magazine. We'll discuss this in a little more shortly and give you a little exercise on this. Prabhupada's efforts to get the paper for publishing Back to Godhead. First dream to take sannyas also at this momentous occasion in this extraordinary place, in this extraordinary city. So Prabhupada moves to Lucknow in 1945. He remains there for a couple of years. He writes to Mahatma Gandhi in 1947. We'll show you shortly a list of the officers and government representatives and other dignitaries that Prabhupada was writing to in English. Extremely extraordinary list of delegates and officials. 1948. Now this was interesting. Prabhupada was in Madurai, South India. And he was there on business, his products. And one other chemical salesman named Mr. Chetty, who was secretary of Dr. Alagappa, who was like the Birla of the South. Dr. Alagappa was a very pious and wealthy man. So Mr. Chetty was thinking, he'd seen Prabhupada's work, and he was thinking that Dr. Alagappa may be interested to publish Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita manuscript. And then Prabhupada came back to Kolkata to get the manuscript, and the manuscript was not to be found. We never knew what happened to it, whether it was stolen or whatever. Prabhupada thought maybe the servants took it and sold it. But anyway, Prabhupada's full, complete manuscript of Bhagavad Gita translation was lost. Maybe it will reappear again someday. Closed the Lucknow factory and moved back to Prayag, where he had the second dream to take sannyas, writing Bengali articles for Prabhupada's close associate Keshav Maharaj, who had his ashram in Mathura. In 1951, 1951, we'll see so many letters that Prabhupada is writing to Indian government officials and to abroad. And also 1952, he's reviving Back to Godhead magazine. That's the original first edition, February 18, 1944. So let's take a look. We'll take a look. We'll give an opportunity. Some of you can take a look at the Back to Godhead article and some of the letters written by Srila Prabhupada at this time. And let's examine these and draw some lessons from them. So we've got 3 different sections here. If you can take a look in the handbook on page number 33 and to 36. We've got letters to the government officers for purchasing paper for Back to Godhead. We've got Back to Godhead articles, and we've got letter to Mahatma Gandhi. So any of those you can choose. Select any of the above 3, and you can read it individually, take 10 minutes. And subsequent to that, we will discuss some of the interesting points that you discovered. It's an individual exercise. Select one and read. Take a couple of minutes more. If you've completed one, you can select another. If we can have your attention again. The letter to government officers for purchasing paper. Who read that? Would like to share some thoughts that you had, you found significant in that letter?
Prabhupada had a lot of difficulty in. So for the first edition, he 2 times wrote a letter, and for the second, he had to write 3 times. And in each of them, he is convincingly presenting the officers how this paper utilized is for the interest of the nation. It will bring peace for the same purpose. So I was very appreciative of his convincing arguments here.
Good. How did Prabhupada, yes, some general Rahini Sutta, Nityananda, your thoughts?
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada was not only persistent, but he was well informed. He was trying to convince the government by quoting what happened in the British government, that how they also supported the moral rearmament movement.
Yeah.
So,
good. Yeah. Very good. Prabhupada was very informed with the current politics of the time, international global issues. He was fully conversant in those and was incorporating those in his efforts to preach. Some other thoughts?
Prabhupada is requesting government that and convincing by giving example of the earlier ages people used to do sacrifice by offering ghee and wood to the fire for the satisfaction of Vishnu. So similarly, we can offer this Back to Godhead magazine for the satisfaction of Vishnu and for the sake of all humanities. Because this war is happening because of the false claiming of proprietorship of everyone. So Prabhupada is convinced that Krishna is the proprietor. Try to convince her that Krishna is the original proprietor. Don't claim falsely that you are the proprietor. So he is so bold to speak about the truth in convincing government that And the actual reason of war is because of the false proprietorship.
We'll see this in many different examples of Prabhupada facing obstacles, and because of his great conviction, he's able to overcome and convince people to submit to his request. And he was able to convince that government officer, and it was by logic and by authority, Vedic authority. I've been ordered by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to do this. Just look at the Vedic times, so much sacrifice, and there was no shortage. And now you're not giving me paper, and everyone's suffering from shortages. And you convince the government officers. Prabhupada ki jai. Back to Godhead article. Someone read that. I'd like to share what you found interesting.
So here we can see that how Prabhupada is so much aware about what all politicians and world leaders are going through, and he's quoting everyone, like he's quoting Archbishop of India, Archbishop of Canterbury.
Can you tell us some of the people Prabhupada quotes in this letter?
So Prabhupada quote Archbishop of India
in this article. Yeah.
And here he is telling that India is guided by God, and India can lead the world back to sanity.
Yeah. Who else is he quoting in the back to
And
Godhead?
he's quoting from President of United States and President of Harvard and so many Britain's Foreign Secretary, Eden. So he's quoting so many, at least 7 people he quoted.
Okay.
British House of Commons.
Amazing.
So
that
he's
Prabhupada
quoting-
was fully conversant
and-
with all of these. Yes?
And lastly, he quoted Sir Francis Young's husband of Britain, and he is telling that India is the one who can. Now religion is everywhere attacked brutally, and we look up to India. And then Prabhupada showing how he is convinced and he is following his instruction of his Guru Maharaj, and he is telling that now I am taking up this difficult task, although there is no one to discourage me, so I have now taken up the courage to take up the work.
Good. So Prabhupada quoting from all of these different, why is he quoting from all of these different politicians and other religious leaders? Yes, Rohini Sutta.
To convince them not only on spiritual grounds but also on logical, political grounds.
So from whatever we can utilize in order to push the mission of Krishna, Prabhupada is accepting. And also Prabhupada, he's fully aware of the mentality of the readers. He's aware of their values and what's important to them. And so he's addressing them in such a way that they'll be able to relate to what he's saying by quoting authorities that are globally respected authorities. How is this approach of Prabhupada relevant for us today in the Krishna consciousness movement? Rohini Sutta.
When we try to convince people, we should try to convince them in their own language.
Very good. Yes.
In
Others
ways
thoughts?
which they can understand and appreciate the message.
Okay. We should understand how to communicate with them. Yes.
We should use whatever tools we have in our hand.
Whatever we have.
Whatever we have in our hands, the tools which we have in our hands.
The tools.
Tools in the sense whichever helps to propagate the mission, we have to use it.
Very important principle. Yeah, very important principle. And Prabhupada is amazing. It's astonishing. Let's take a look at at this time. This is from 1947 to 1951. This 4-year period. Just have a look at the letters that Prabhupada wrote and the delegates and officials that he wrote to. It goes on and on and on. Of course, these are all in English. Prabhupada's writing in English. He's writing to the foreign embassies. He wrote to the Ford Foundation in Detroit. Amazing. And they replied back that, this is very grand, but it's not really part of our agenda. We make cars. That's astonishing that Prabhupada had and another thing which astonishes me, that Prabhupada is completely on his own. It's not that, we're doing everything because we're under pressure from our peers. You've got your authorities, you've got your peers, you've got books that you have to sign, you've got sadhana sheets, everything. Without that, we lose our momentum. So much we're affected by the association that we have in our movement. Prabhupada, that's why he created a society like that, so that we can all come together and enthuse each other and support each other. Prabhupada completely on his own. His godbrothers are all busy trying to capture the properties that were established by his guru, and others are doing this and that. There's no one supporting him. There's no one encouraging him. But his commitment to fulfill the order of the spiritual master is so deep. It's so limitless, and such enthusiasm and unbreakable determination and enthusiasm. Yeah, it's amazing, Prabhupada's preaching at this time. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on around this time. So the opportunity, Prabhupada first went to Jhansi in 1952 as a business venture. He wrote letters to Gandhi. Yeah, he wrote letters to Gandhi, several letters to Gandhi. And Prabhupada would often, Prabhupada had some affinity to Gandhi. And it's amazing how Prabhupada was so kind. You know, he wrote that letter from an old friend. So in 52, on a business venture, Prabhupada went to Jhansi, and then it was an interesting town, religious people, pious people, and scholars and academics. And it was that class of people that were interested in Prabhupada's message. And he had the opportunity there, the Radha Bhavan, and he was able to occupy that. And then actually the opportunity of purchasing the building there, I think Radha Bhavan it was called, the opportunity of purchasing the building, Prabhupada got the opportunity, and he required 5,000 rupees. And so Prabhupada was thinking, well, in the past I was able to make profit with the business, so let me go back to Kolkata. Well, he was in Jhansi, he was just preaching. He was having programs. He initiated the Prabhaka Acharya. He was going village programs in the Radha Bhavan in the morning. He was fully preaching. And then he thought, okay, I'll go back to Kolkata to see if we can raise the funds to buy the Radha Bhavan. And it was on that occasion in 1954 that Radharani had traded Prabhupada's worshipable Bhagavatam for the tea biscuits. And so pretty much from this time on, Prabhupada, he gives up family life. This is the last, although for the previous 2 decades, he wasn't given any support from his sons or his family members, even in the business. They weren't helping. And what to speak of in his preaching. She would sit in the room in Allahabad with the children, drink tea, and Prabhupada was trying to have house programs he was doing himself. So by 1954, Prabhupada abandoned his interest in family life. And we'll see 5 years later he takes sannyas. But for this 5-year period, he's as a vanaprastha. In 55, he leaves Jhansi, and then he goes to, he had invited Keshava Maharaj to come and take a look at the property in Jhansi, and Keshava Maharaj felt that it was a little too remote. And Prabhupada, when he came to Kolkata to purchase, to acquire the funds, he also purchased a deity of Lord Chaitanya, which he was planning on installing in Jhansi. But because he lost the building there, because of the the chief minister's wife wanted it as a ladies'. So then Prabhupada took the deity of Lord Chaitanya, and that's installed in the Keshava Maharaj's mott in Mathura. That deity that where Prabhupada subsequently took sannyas. And also Prabhupada was staying in Delhi. He was invited by his godbrother Bhakti Sharanga Maharaj to work on the Gaudiya, on the Sajjana Toshani. And at that time, Prabhupada actually, he was experiencing great poverty, which he hadn't ever experienced before. And he couldn't even get some nice cloth to be able to go and approach businessmen in Delhi. Someone wanted him to make a Hindi translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita, which he began. I don't know whatever happened to that, Prabhupada's Hindi translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita. But he was experiencing a lot of no facility, and it was difficult staying in the God Brothers temple because all the brahmacharis were arguing amongst themselves, and so Prabhupada was a little frustrated at this period of time. So let's explore a little of Prabhupada's Jhansi preaching and his Delhi preaching at this time. You'll see in the handbook on pages 38 to 40, we've got Jhansi preaching and Delhi preaching, some extracts of those, a couple of pages each. So with a partner, you can select one of those, either Prabhupada's Delhi preaching or his Jhansi preaching, and read through, and you can identify some Vaishnava qualities that manifest in Prabhupada's behavior during this time. And there's a little chart on page 41. You can jot down a few of the qualities that you identify, and we'll take 10 minutes on this. Just take a couple of minutes more. And you can wind up at your convenience and again give your attention here. Like to share some of the qualities and circumstances in which Prabhupada manifested them in Jhansi and Delhi? Yes, Prabhu. There's a mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. When Prabhupada was in Jhansi, then he was preaching with lots of compassion. He had immense compassion, and his heart was burning. And whenever he's reaching out to people, and he was Dridhavrata, so staunchly determined in all situations.
Great, immense compassion and greatly determined in Jhansi. Yes, Prabhu. Rajesh, Rajiv.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So we can see here the first Vaishnava quality that I understood is the tolerance of Prabhupada, because I see the Prabhupada going through many challenges. His priority was to preach and the writings, even his priority was not to eat prasad also. First he was completing and everything, and so many challenges are coming. Still he's not he's remembering that instructions of his spiritual master. And the second thing is completely faith on the instructions of scriptures, because it's mentioned that in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukdev Goswami mentioned that a devotee can stay anywhere and he can eat or he can survive. There is no need to work hard for that. So he had that faith that anyway Krishna will protect me and Krishna is taking care of me. So I will carry my instruction of my spiritual master.
Such deep faith in the Shastra and the words of the spiritual master. Some other qualities? Yes.
Here, Miss Dr. Shastri, he mentions about Srila Prabhupada that he could see that Prabhupada had full faith in the holy name. He was preaching about the holy name, and he said this is the only process which will work. And second, he mentions that Bhagavad Gita was his practical life. His mission was not a mission of preaching only, but of practical application. So he was not just preaching, he was practically applying in his life, which others could also see and examine.
What an example. Yes. Some of the qualities? Yes.
Srila Prabhupada was divinely empowered to pen down his writings, transcendental writings. It was not at all it was not at all difficult for him, because Krishna and Guru had empowered him. And Srila Prabhupada, during his efforts in Delhi to get support, although there was not much success, he didn't see much success, but he had complete faith and dependence on Guru and Krishna, that because he's trying to serve and please them, Krishna will provide everything necessary for his service. And also, though it was very austere life which he had to go through, but because he knew that this is all meant for the service of his Guru and fulfill his order, internally he was feeling very joyful and very happy that he's getting to do some sacrifice to serve his Guru.
Amazing qualities. Today, yes, Prem Sir.
Srila Prabhupada was a Daksha. He had a plan and he was a visionary. He writes about 40 educated youth preaching all over the world, a weekly paper, organizing Sankirtan party, and Prabhupada later, you see, made everything happen. So he had a vision, he had a plan, and he was committed.
Right from that time, Prabhupada had a whole vision of how to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world in English language. So today we were looking at the significant meetings of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and we were also discussing and Prabhupada's efforts to fulfill the order of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his English preaching from 1938 to 1952, and the qualities he exhibited in Jhansi and in Delhi in his preaching efforts there. Can conclude tomorrow. This afternoon we'll be looking at Prabhupada's residing, taking up residence in Vrindavan, and his writing and publishing of Srimad Bhagavatam, and his efforts to arrange for his traveling abroad. We can conclude with this comment from Srila Prabhupada. Someone like to read?
One day in 1954, Radharani made a great mistake. There was a system of barter in which a customer would place on a scale an object a shopkeeper considered valuable, and a shopkeeper would then balance it with an equal weight of merchandise. So while Abhay was out, his wife took his worshipable Bhagavatam to the market and traded it for tea biscuits. When Abhay came home and looked for the book, she told him what had happened. She hadn't taken the matter as a very serious thing. She was out of tea biscuit. But Abhay was shocked. At first, he felt depressed, but then a wave of absolute resolution passed over him. His family life was finished.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna. His Grace Atul Krishna Prabhu ki jai. So we'll have a next session in the afternoon. We wanted to check with all of you the timing for the afternoon. We had announced at 3 to 5, but we are thinking that because 2 to 4 temple remains closed, there won't be any disturbance. We had option that we can do it 2 to 4 or 2:30 to 4:30 or 3 to 5. So we just wanted to have a raise of hands. How many of you think we can do class 2 to 4 here in Temple Hall? How many of you think we can do 3 to 5? How many of you think we should do 2:30 to 3:30? So if we do 2:30 to 4:30, 2:30 to 4. If we do 2:30 to 4:30, how many of you will have problem coming for the class? Okay, so then we'll do 2:30 to 4:30 here. Okay, Hare Krishna.